When they were doing work at Kelly, they had a well, and that well, everything that was no good, they would dump it into that well, and many things would be dropped in there. And then finally they found out that what they were throwing, the acid inside the well was eating up the metal and everything that was in there. So they started looking, the EPA and everybody came in and looked at it, and they found out that the chemicals are so strong that we're traveling under our homes. And they travel from here to San Antonio River. And now we're living under a contamination area that we can't even sell our home because we have to tell them that we're under the contamination.
The Purple Cross campaign started because they said, what if we find out how many people are in this neighborhood that are passing from cancer and different diseases and all this. So we went up and down block walking and asking the people. And they said, oh, well, yeah, we have a family member, or I'm sick. And so would you like a Purple Cross so we could mark your house? Sure. So we would put the crosses. Well, there was so much death and everything going on that we ran out of crosses. So you could tell how bad it was because everything had purple crosses. And then the Air Force got mad. They said, you should have told us before you put those purple crosses. And we said, why? You never told us that you were going to contaminate us, so why should we tell you about the purple crosses? But they didn't like it because they said that, you know, like we had gone behind their back or something. I mean, that's ridiculous. But everybody wanted a purple cross because they had somebody. And people are still dying every day of cancer and everything in these neighborhoods. There was the cancer to start with, leukemia, a lot of Lou Gehrig's, muscles, just on and on and on. People losing their hair and their fingernails rotting and falling off. All of this stuff was going on. Immune system, all these ladies having 4 or 5 miscarriages. Everything was just all in a cluster right here.
You don't have to go too far. My wife, cancer. My daughter, cancer. She passed away. Me, kidney failure. And I can't even get surgery because my kidneys won't extend from my surgery. My hips are so bad, they're all gone, and I'm struggling with life. We have a map that the government gave us where the chemicals started and how they were traveling under our homes, all the way through under the schools, and the kids in school, they have all this asthma and all this allergies because they're under. The school is on top of all the chemicals, so people and they don't even realize how bad it is. But we do because we have all these reports from the government.
You know, one time the man from the Air Force that we were having a round table, he said, "Well, yeah, we know we contaminated you and everything, but well, what we can do is we can all line up and you can throw pies at us if that'll make you feel better." What? Like it was a
Make
joke.
a joke for them.
You know? And we just like...
¿Cómo se llama, dijo?
I don't even know. Entwine or something.
Mr. Entwine.
And I said, no, I mean, they're not taking it serious there. They finally admitted because they kept saying that the contamination didn't leave the fence. It was behind the fence. Right. You know? So then they found out all the 6 plumes are under the houses and all that. So we did a lot of work with Southwest Workers Unions and
different arguments. And then we went to different conferences around the country to bring our issues. Everywhere that there was a military base, they would ask for us to go and tell them our story. So we traveled many states with the contamination problems. They had the same thing we were going through. You know what we were asking? To have a doctor's office here in the south side that would be checking for the people that were sick with cancer and all this, but we have to go all the way to the medical center, so way on the other side of town. So a lot of people can't go out there, so they just fade away.
A lot of people are just sick. They just can't travel no more or walk or do whatever, you know. It is very, very sad when we talk to you talk to the people that they tell you their stories. I mean, it hurts, you know, when you hear, and well, I've already lost 5 babies. Can you tell me why? And it's just unbelievable that they turned a blind eye to what's going on here on the south side.
They ought to pass a law on the government, because the Air Force can come in anywhere and they can move out without cleaning nothing. And there's nothing they can say, well, you got to do this for us. No, they just pack up and go. So that's a damage for the country. I know they're doing it for the country, but what they leave behind is sickness and death. That's what they do.